Hello everyone and welcome back. So the final date for the preference fillings and even the modification window is quite close. So with that in mind, let's discuss some final thoughts about this whole dual degree system, and some let's also discuss some common questions that I have been getting for the last 1 week or so, and let's put an end to this confusion. And so let's dive right in. First, is a dual degree hectic? Now everybody's too concerned about how hectic a dual degree is. So when people say that a dual degree is hectic, when you hear a BITS student saying that dual degree is hectic, they are saying it with respect to say a single degree in college. And when you listen to it as an aspirant, you think they are comparing it with JEE. So which is not the case. Even in a dual degree, the JEE level of preparations you would need only for 2 to 3 weeks in the whole semester, and that too not continuously. It will be in 1 week, 2 week chunks, and so on. We have discussed this already in the 9 plus CG video, so check that out if you haven't already. And also, it's not like the single degree students will be just chilling with their hands behind the back and lying down, something like that. No. So they have something called open electives which they have to do. I haven't discussed electives on this channel, and the video would be sometime later because this was a more urgent video. So the electives part I'll cover in detail in a video later, but I will link to a post about electives, a Quora post that I wrote about electives in the description, so you can check that out if you are curious. And so yes, so BE degree students, they have to do open electives which dual students do not have to do. So these are like 5 courses, so they kind of bridge the gap between how hectic a dual degree is and how hectic a single degree is. By choice or by nature, like what people choose for open electives are generally lighter courses than the MSc courses, if we are drawing a direct comparison. But then you should also know that they are not exactly they won't be exactly bridged by this open electives, but it bridges it to some extent. So if you are expecting a BE degree to be just very light, that is also not true. If you are thinking of a BE degree to be if you're thinking of an MSc degree or a dual degree to be very hectic, that is also not the case. It's not like JEE level. You will still have time. It's not like a prison. You will have time to enjoy. You'll have time for your social life. You can devote time to 1 or 2 of your hobbies. Everything will be okay. It's not JEE preparation anymore. Coming to the second point which I get is that people who want to take the dual degree feel that they won't get open electives, so they are missing out. So again, open electives are not something magical. They won't transform your resume entirely. And people generally, so there's a minor program in BITS where you do 5 electives in one area and you can get another degree which is called a minor. Now that is the kind of place where open electives can actually have a tangible difference, where you do 5 electives in one course and you can present that as a package to someone and say that okay, I have this smaller area of expertise. But open electives are so free, and generally how people take open electives are, if I'm a CS guy, I'll take one elective from humanities. I'll take say one course in advertising. I'll take one open elective in say physics. I'll take relativity. I'll take something from here. So I have very diverse knowledge, but small units. So that is not even a very strong addition to the resume, in my opinion. So do not think that you are missing out a lot on electives if you are not having open electives. And there are so many factors that affect open electives. I'll come to that in a second. But what I was saying is, like in case of a minor, when you have 5 open electives in one area and you can package them and show them as a minor, that is exactly what you are doing with a dual degree. So in a dual degree, the open elective slots are what are used to fill your BE courses into your MSc degree. So now you are essentially doing a bunch of courses in a particular area, and you're doing a little bit more than the open elective slots, and ultimately you're ending up with another degree. So I think it's well worth the trade-off that you are getting a master's degree in a subject, because you're kind of sacrificing on the open elective. So I think it's a very good trade-off. A master's is something to really show for if you go for higher studies or anything. So you have a very tangible asset with you, and that's a good addition to the resume also. And people think that they won't have. So for example, if somebody has a choice between, say, mechanical or a dual degree, and they desperately want CS, then also they won't go for a dual degree, because they think they'll miss out on open electives and all that, and they won't be able to register for CS courses and so on. But that is again very, very subjective. The process of making a timetable in BITS, you make your own timetable in BITS, and there is a concept of PR numbers. PR numbers means priority numbers. These numbers are randomly assigned to all the students, and they go on in which order you will register. So those who register first will have access to a larger number of courses. Is it unfair? Probably not. It's random. But so that depends. So if you get so now you have open elective slots only in some semesters. It's not like you have open elective slots in all semesters. So now there are so many variables that can change the game, such as what courses are being offered in the semesters that you have open elective slots. Maybe you don't get any useful course when you have open elective slots, and you don't there's no CS course being offered. You can't do anything about it. Maybe all the seats get filled before your PR number comes. Maybe other branch students are not even allowed to register for CS courses. This happens a lot. In our year, when our people had this kind of slots, they were not allowed to register, because the CS is already a branch with the most number of students. When we combine the single degree and the dual degree students, the most number of students are in CS. So anyway, the seats are limited, and if a CS and a triple E guy tries to register for a CS course, it is obvious that a CS guy would get priority. So with all these factors, you might not even get a good a CS open elective, which you are hoping for so desperately when you are making this decision. So do not think about open electives and all that at this time. Other factors also include that some open electives, like data structure, there's a computer science course called data structures and algorithms. This is the most important one when it comes to placements in CS companies, and so it has a prerequisite also. A prerequisite is a course that you have to do before you can enroll for that course. So for data structures and algorithms, you have a prerequisite of discrete math. So first you have to do discrete math. For getting discrete math, again there are these many variables where there's PR numbers, whether it's being offered or not, are you allowed to register for it or not. And then once you complete it successfully, then again the next semester you have to again play with all these variables with PR numbers, offerings, allowance, and all these things. So the probability drastically reduces. So do not pin your hopes on getting electives and getting placed. For IT placements, most people prepare themselves. It is kind of hectic, but people manage. Also, the practice school system is there. We have discussed about it in a previous video, the part 3 of dual degrees, so you can check that out. Also the placement scenario video. So there we have discussed how practice schools can help non-CS guys in landing CS related jobs. And in the worst case, for the knowledge part of it, because BITS has all these flexibilities, 0% attendance and whatnot, you can anyway attend the classes without registering for them. So you can just go and sit. You won't have to write an exam. You won't be graded on it. It won't show on your academic transcript. But anyway, in IT jobs, most cases they won't even look at your resume. All they care is that you clear their programming test, and then they'll have your interviews. So if you know your stuff, you'll make it through no matter if you have that course on your resume or not. So don't worry about open electives. You can prepare for everything yourself. Then coming to this math plus CS combination thing. Everybody wants to take math because math makes a very good combination with CS. This is absolutely false. How do I even begin? So, the placement process, as I said, does not care about your MSc. Especially in IT jobs, they don't even care about your resume or your degree. As long as you are in one of these branches, CS or circuit branches, and some companies even take Mech, civil, chemical, everything. As long as you are eligible, um, and you can crack their programming test and their interviews, you are in. They don't care about anything else. How this rumor originated was 6 to 7 years ago. There were two cases where one guy from BITS landed a 1.44 crore package and another a 2.36 crore package, and these were offshore offers. These were not Indian offers, and offshore the cost of living are so much and all these various factors are there. So if you actually see, these are not very high offers. 1.44 crores is like $200,000, and $200,000 is a pretty standard package if you go there. So first of all, this is bad journalism that newspapers reported as a 1.44 crore package, and then the thing happened to be that these guys were math plus CS graduates. So now everybody wanted to be a math plus CS graduate. Nobody even checked if math had anything to do with their placements. It didn't. So it's just that you clear your programming test, you clear your interviews, and you are through. So do not fall into this trap. College math is not a joke. Math is one of the hardest, if not the hardest, MSc in bits. And just think about the possibility that what if you don't get CS? So if you land in something like maths plus triple E, both are hectic degrees, both will take a strong chunk of your time, and if not even that, you will be doing two branches which you didn't want to do in the first place. So that's not a pleasant situation to be in. Don't be stupid. Will I get time for clubs and departments if I am a dualite? This is a very hard to generalize question. I do not have an answer for your particular case. What I can tell you is, be it a dualite or a singleite, it doesn't matter. You anyway should maintain a minimum of 7.5 plus CG, and it is highly desirable that you maintain an 8.5 plus, because if you are less than 7.5, you will miss out on a ton of placement opportunities. A lot of companies will put their cutoffs at 7.5. That is the absolute minimum that you should anyway get. So coming to that point, you should anyway try for these CGs. If you should anyway try for 8.5 plus. So if you are even a little bit sincere about your studies, get an 8.5 plus. 8.5 plus will get you CS as a dual. Now, I have made a video on how to get a 9 plus CG. I have detailed some things about how you should study, how much time you should devote, and if you feel that you still will have the time and energy to invest into some hobby, into some club or department, then feel free to join a club. There's no harm. You will get to develop your hobby. You will have good guidance from seniors. You will network with a lot of seniors. But do not forget your priorities. If someone tells you that this club will look good on a resume, that is only the case if you have a decent CG to show for it. If you have a 6 CG and you have 5 clubs experience, like you are good in photography or good in dance, no company will give a damn about that. And you should first have your priorities set, and you should be logical in the things you do. Do not get carried away by what people tell you. They might be misguided themselves, or they just might want your talent in the club or something. So please think about what you are doing. Have your priorities, have your goal set. Should I go for Goa and Hyderabad because there will be lesser competition for CS? I have already covered this, but it is worth repeating that no. First of all, this is a fundamentally wrong attitude. You should not be thinking in this way, that I take a lesser option and get things easier. This is also not the right logic. By that logic, you should not even come to BITS. You should go to some local college and be the gold medalist there. Again, think of the possibility, what if you don't get CS? What kind of regrets you will have, that I should have at least got the best campus which I wanted, and I didn't even get the campus, and I didn't even get the branch that I wanted. So again, two things that you didn't want. So again, this is in my opinion, a very stupid thing to do. And I personally know people, a lot of people. I've been doing this for a long time. Personally, know people who did this and who landed in Mech and electronics, and they are regretting it now. So make sure that you do not fall in that pool of people. On the other side, people want to prefer Goa and Hyderabad because Goa particularly because there is no civil, there is no manufacturing there. Again, no, this is the wrong logic. Please do not fall for this minimum trap. And civil and manu is awarded at 6.5 cg. As I've already said, you should aim for 7.5. You should maintain a 7.5 anyway. No matter if you are dual degree or if you are a single degree. So that is why civil and manu should not be a risk to you. And if you are getting a 7.5 plus, you are almost assured of a electronics branch. At least ENI you will get in Pilani at 7.5, or at least mechanical you'll definitely get. This is a common question: triple ENI Mech civil versus a dual degree. Chemical should also be included there. This is just an example. So what you should do is you should weigh how much you want CS, how much are you willing to invest one more year of efforts, time, fee, just to have a shot at CS. And if you just think about it and think if that shot at CS is worth what you will end up giving extra. And anyway, good point is that circuit branches and Mech are very easy to land as duals. As I said, 7.5 plus you'll get them. So anyway, you will land where you already are, and you won't end up in a worse place. That is for sure. You put in 1 year, but you'll get one extra degree out of it. So that is anyway good. And you'll have a shot at CS. So you just have to weigh for yourself how much you want that shot at CS. I am a dropper. Should I go for dual degree? Doesn't matter. Half of the Dualite batch is often droppers. So for me personally, I found in college it does not even matter if you are a dropper. Nobody cares. I found some of my friends were droppers in like my 4th or 5th year. When I was talking to them about something, I randomly found out that, oh, you are also a dropper. You are also a dropper. So it doesn't matter. Nobody really cares about this. This is an important one. So I often get questions that I want to prepare for GATE, IAS and CAT. I am getting, say, electronics or CS. Nobody just generally says that about CS, but say electronics, and should I just take civil so because it will be lighter for GATE, IAS and CAT. Or I want to pursue MS in robotics and so. Should I do this? Should I do that? So what I want to maintain, what I want to say here is that please don't be too certain about your plans or about how you will feel about your career 4 to 5 years down the line. When you go into college, it's a whole new world. You'll find new opportunities that you didn't even know existed. You'll get so much exposure. You'll see people around you doing so many new things that you never know when your interest might change. So I strongly suggest that you take the best option that is available to you, what is more interesting to you. If civil is interesting to you, just go for it. But if you are getting ENI, say, and you are considering civil only because you want to go for GATE, IAS or CAT, don't do that. You don't know how you will feel about it. Don't put a lot of weight on your selections based on what you want to do in MS in. You haven't even done a B, you haven't even done a bachelor's in it, and you are thinking that you will go for a master's. What if you don't like what is taught? So there are so many variables. Everything will be new for you. So don't be too certain on your plans unless maybe you have seen someone, you know someone personally, you have seen someone prepare for the exam, you know how it feels to be, you know what it means to prepare for that exam, you know what kind of competition is there, you know what kind of life is the job, your professional life is after you give that exam. And until you have observed someone personally, or you know everything, and I mean absolutely everything about it, and then also you're sure, then only make such strong decisions. Otherwise, go for the best option available to you right now as per your interests. Don't think about over optimizing things. And yeah. So the final question, it all boils down to dual or not to dual. Uh, Frankly speaking, I don't have an answer for you watching this video. I can't answer this question for everyone. Only you yourself can answer this question. I know it sounds cliched, but sorry, that's the truth. You should ask yourself, you should just sit for half an hour in complete silence and think about what expectations you have from college. Do these expectations like do you are you the kind of person who expects that you'll watch a lot of movies, you'll have a lot of gaming, you'll be involved with your phone all the time, something like that? Are you easily distracted from studies? And was it very hard for you during your JE preparations to let go of all these movies, TVs, gaming, all these things? And how disciplined are you if you have no one to supervise or control you? How badly you want to do these things? I can assure you, you'll get time to do these things in moderation, but if you go overboard, then you will end up hampering your academics. So how acceptable is it to you to do these things in moderation? Maybe maybe watch one lesser episode of your favorite TV series than you want to, and devote the rest of the time to studies. How hard it is for you to control yourself from binging, and all these questions, if you ask yourself, then I think you should have a decently good answer. Nobody can answer this for you. And that's what I have to say today. And I hope that this video helps you, and the time to fill and finalize the preferences is near. So make a good choice, make a good preference form, make sure that your higher preference is at the top, your lower preferences is at the bottom. There's no option to freeze once the process starts. So make sure you have watched the other videos about talking about preferences and all that. And I hope that you are able to get whatever you want and fill the choices. And all the best to you. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.